on, guys? Taking a look here at CASPER cryptocurrency. It is 9:30 p.m. on the East Coast. March 10th is the date, Thursday night. Looking at CASPER here, CASPER is down along with the rest of the market. Looks like we're down 4.7% at the time being. Where will this thing stop? That's the question. And let's take a closer look here at CASPER. And I'll share a couple ideas I have, and we'll see what happens here. So it looks like right now we're trading at 0.0586. And on my chart, I have a yellow horizontal line that is at the low of, let me get the arrow here. So this low over in here, it looks like that was July 16th and 21. That low was 0.0509. And you could see right now we're at 0.0586. So that is an area I have mentioned in prior videos that could be support for the price of CASPER. That is where I would like to see, and potentially a good area where the price will find support and either stop going down or trade sideways. But that is an area I would expect to see a bounce for CASPER, and it would be nice to see a strong bounce from there. So that is one area I see. And if you look back here into that July timeframe, when we got to that level, we did bounce quite strong to the upside. And then we had a pullback, and then we actually bounced quite strong once again. So will we head down to that 509 level? Well, it's sure looking like it. It's looking like the price is getting pulled right to that level. From where we're trading at today down to that level, looks like that would be about another 13% or so to the downside. Now, could that happen today? It could. It could take a couple days. We will see if this thing starts to do some kind of a waterfall. And if it does that, it could happen quite quickly. You can see when CASPER gets oversold, like here on the 26th of September, back in here on the 22nd of January, it only gets so far, and then it has a reaction to the upside. Now, it doesn't mean that's going to last for very long, but it does get a reaction to the upside. So we'll see what happens here. That is kind of all I got here for CASPER. I'll throw some fibs up on the chart, but the only area from a price perspective is that low back in here on the 16th of July in 2021, and that is at 0.0509. And then below that, let's assume the price does not stop there and heads lower. The only price we have on the chart that was traded at is the low on the 11th of May, and that was, looks like 0.0300. So that would put it down quite a bit lower than where it's at now. So let's say we take the price we're at now, and then we head down to that 0.03. That would be about another 48% to the downside. Quite a large move, but we will see. I am keeping my eye on that other low that I had mentioned, and that is what we are looking for. All right, so I'll give you an example here. We'll throw some fibs up on the chart. We'll take this swing high over here, and we'll go down to that swing low at that 3 cent. or actually at that 5 cent, excuse me. And you can see that we don't really have any landmarks down here. And the reason why that is because we're well below the 236 fib level. So history shows that assets that are under this fib level are good assets to consider accumulating. Of course, not financial advice. So one of our thoughts here is this is a big project doing big things, and it also is, from a price perspective, under the 236 Fibonacci level, and that is up around that dollar range. So that is our thoughts. We have been accumulating this. Of course, it could head lower for some time or even throughout this cycle before it heads higher. Time will tell. But you can see we don't really have any areas that we can look for on to the downside for price support using the fibs, since we are well below that 236. Now, if we change these fib levels up a bit, we can take the wick up here all the way down to the low, which is that 3 cent. You can see that even puts us much further away from the 236 fib level. Now, I don't expect this to take place anytime soon, but that would put us up at that $15 range. So we will see. That's kind of my thoughts on CASPER. Not much has changed besides the price heading lower. I had mentioned in those other videos that I'm still looking for this level down here, this 509 for support. If we're going to head lower, and that would be an area I would expect the price to at least bounce for the short term. What happens after that, time will tell. Kind of depends on the rest of the market and what is going on with Bitcoin. So we will have to see. Now, this market, crypto, the stock market, it has been playing some games with investors. It has been wearing people out. And the market can wear you out in two ways, at least two ways, either with price or with time. And something like for the XRP investors, or perhaps even anybody who holds CASPER throughout this time frame here, the past year or so, if the price doesn't move in the direction that you expect, in the time that you expect, you can get worn out emotionally. And that is what the markets are doing right now. Everybody is expecting a altcoin season to take place, and that does not seem to be happening as fast as some would like. And you can really see it throughout YouTube and Twitter. And people are talking about, selling this and buying that, or, this is not coming or that's coming. You name it, they're saying it. So that makes me believe that we are probably closer than not close for some kind of an altcoin season. Now, who knows? That may not happen, but usually when investors start to capitulate is close to a market extreme. And for this example, this would be to the downside. And just like to the upside, when investors get euphoric and they're making money hand over fist on the upside, and they're telling you how much money they're making in these stocks, etc., take caution, could be close to a market top. So we will see here. You have to be patient. Sometimes things take much longer than you expect, and Mr. Market will wear you out one way or another. And for a lot of these assets, it is time that will wear people out. They will sell their shares, buy something else, get out of the market just to sit on the sidelines and watch a move take place that they could have been a part of, but they threw the towel in and didn't have the patience. So just be aware of that, something to think about and consider, and know ahead of time that if you're buying a stock or a crypto or whatever it is, it could take time before you see price appreciation. So you have to kind of know that ahead of time, be okay with tying that capital up into that asset. And it's just part of the investing field. So that is my thoughts here on CASPER cryptocurrency. It looks like we are down 3.75% at the moment. I mean, we could bounce anywhere in here. You can see that this whole area, let me get a different tool here. This whole area, we could see the price find support at. And I have mentioned that in other areas, and those have not held. But this whole range here, you can see there was a lot of previous traded price in here. So the price could find support anywhere within this range, but we're obviously on over here on this time frame here. But yeah, there is that chance that we could head to that low and bounce, put in some kind of a double bottom. So that is my thoughts. There is probably some pain out there as these prices head lower, and investors who aren't familiar with these markets or perhaps new, and they buy these assets thinking they're going to go up the next day, the next month, are feeling the pain. And you can see that if you check out the crypto fear and greed index, it's in the 20s, which is in the fear, if not close to the max fear. So as Mr. Buffett says, be greedy when others are fearful. And we are definitely in the fear right now in the crypto markets, in the stock market, and around the globe. So just like we saw here with this double top, we put a top in that looks like that August time frame, and we put another top in here in November. That double top indicated the higher prices for that time. We're looking for the same thing on the downside. We're putting a low down here, and where the question is, where will this low come in? And we'll see if that is the low prices for the time being, and then we will head higher. Really depends on the rest of the market, though, of course. So have your patience. Of course, not financial advice. Do your own research. And as always, only invest what you can afford to lose or you don't need for your daily expenses. All right, everybody, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for taking time out of your day to watch these videos. Welcome to the channel, all of the new subscribers. Once again, this is CASPER cryptocurrency. The ticker is CSPR/Tether USD. This is on tradingview.com. Up here is the information about CASPER. All links will be down in the video description. Check them out. Help support the channel. Have a great night. Catch you guys in the morning. And see you guys in the next video. Take care.